All right, today we're going to take a look at some fun Chrome extensions that you can use with your students. The first thing that I want to show you is how to get to the Chrome Web Store. When you're in Google Chrome, you can shift around through the browser. If you're on the most visited page, you can always click over to your Chrome apps page. You can click the Chrome Web Store, it's always the first icon. When you get there, you'll see all of the Chrome apps and extensions that you can download into your Chrome browser. When you install your extensions, the majority of them show up here next to your Omnibar, and your apps will show up on that page that we just saw. If you have a fast internet speed, it shows up a lot faster, but as you might be able to hear, I am on an airplane right now, so quite slow. Okay, so when I'm going to go ahead and search for something, I might search, for example, for read and write, and that's one of the extensions we're going to look at today. Oops, I need to have an ampersand there, not a $sign. You see at the top I have tabs. I have apps, extensions, and themes. Apps are web-based activities or programs that you can work on directly from your web browser. Extensions are added to your Chrome browser that allow for better browsing experience and also can install into other Google apps. So read and write happens to be an extension, so I need to click on extension to find it. It also helps to click through all three. Themes are a third thing that we're not going to cover today. So once you've found what you want to do, you can always click on it to see a screenshot, to read more about it. Sometimes there's a little video, you can get reviews or related. Once you're like, sure, I want that, you can go ahead and add it to Chrome. As I said, this is an extension, and normally extensions show up in this toolbar right here, but this specific extension shows up in your Google Docs. So let's go ahead and take a look at that one right now. So I'm going to go to Google Drive, and I'm going to go ahead and create a new document. Now that I've installed Read and Write, I'm going to see a purple tab pop up right around here. That's my Read and Write extension. So this extension is special because it shows up in Google Docs and not in my browser. What Read and Write allows me to do is have some more of a guided experience for my kids when they're working in Google Docs, and also provide them with some tools. So let me go ahead and write some text to start off with. All right, so I could go on. I could even paste in some text maybe from an online periodical or that I wanted my students to look at, perhaps a shared reading. Now, if I click on this Read and Write tab, it pulls down a toolbar menu. This allows me to have a myriad of different icons to use as the kids work with this document. For example, if I didn't know what brown meant, I could look it up in the dictionary. The dictionary gives me the print definition for brown. However, if maybe I don't know what brown is and I can't read that definition, I can click on Picture Dictionary, and it gives me symbolic or iconic images to show me what brown means, or it gives me the actual color. With some words that have multiple meanings, it'll give me several pictures. I can even have this read out loud to my students. So if I were to highlight this, then I hit play, I can even change the speed and the voice. So that was Soft Scan Samantha, a high-quality female voice with an American accent. Perhaps I want a British male, and I want him to speak a little bit more slowly. Highlight it again. And you can see I can pause or stop the speaking. I can also, I'm going to go ahead and stop him. So I can also go ahead and use this to look things up. So I can highlight Google Docs and then click on Fact Finder, and it's going to search the web for that phrase or word. I also have the ability to translate. So I could click on brown and click on translate. You can see it's giving me in multiple, I think this is in Spanish I have it set to, so it translates it for me. Helpful for your students who are English language learners. I additionally have the ability to collect highlights. So if I highlight this red, oops, it's not highlight, here we go, red, and I highlight this red, and perhaps I'm highlighting all the words that I'm not sure about, red, and then I want to highlight the words that I think are interesting or that I know, yellow. And I can go on collect highlights, and I can sort by color or position, and it's going to give me my highlights. Additionally, I can also make a vocabulary list. So based on the words that I've already looked up, it's going to create a vocabulary list with the word, the meaning, the symbol, but it also allows me to type notes here as well. You can see my little Southwest internet browser bar up there. And that vocabulary list is printable and exportable. So this is a great little extension for you to use with your students to, like I said, enhance their Google Docs experience. So that one was called Read and Write for Google Docs. We're also going to take a look at another one that I really like called Web Page Screenshot. And this one is also a web extension. So you can see I found it under extensions, not apps. So make sure you're in the correct location. If I click on apps, it's not here. I'm going to add this to Chrome. And this one is going to show up right here next to my Omnibar. So you're going to see it pop up right here in just a moment. While it's doing that, I'm going to go to a website that I can use it with. So you see here it popped up right there. I can have lots of extensions here, but you'll see that for this example, I only have one. Okay, so web page screenshot. What this allows me to do is to edit a web page and screenshot it. Now, normally with the Mac or PC screenshot, you can only take a picture of what you can see on the screen. But what this allows you to do is take a screenshot all the way down a web page. So I'll show that to you first. I'm going to go ahead and click on this. I'm going to do all page screenshot. And what that's going to do is it's going to take a picture all the way down this entire long web page. It doesn't have to be a newspaper. And then if I click on, oh, it's right here. So if I save this, and open it up, now I'm in preview, you see, and I have the entire web page. And I can zoom in, and it's pretty high resolution, not to the point where I can zoom all the way into a picture, but you can see it's pretty decent to zoom in and move around so you can see the page, all the parts of this newspaper going down the entire web page. Additionally, I can annotate it. So I could draw lines, I could circle things, I could add some texts, I could highlight, I could cut parts out, and I can save all of these pieces as well. Additionally, I can do something super fun, which is if I click on my little extension right here. Let me close out the rest of these things. If I click on my extension again, and I go to Edit Contents, this is probably what my students like doing the most, which is editing the actual page. So it says, money issues drive down law school's applications. I could say, Miss Magiera drives down to Chicago, and put myself in the New York Times. I can edit any part of the newspaper, and it keeps the fonts and the links, so you can go ahead and change it. What a lot of my students do is they'll read an article like this one, and then they'll try and write a new headline for it and then take a screenshot of it. They can also go through and swap out words or rewrite an article that's a fact piece and rewrite it as an opinion piece, or take an opinion piece and try and rewrite it as a fact piece to look at genre. So a lot of cool things you can do with this, and then remember, once you edit it, you can always screenshot it to turn it in or send to somebody else. So that was Web Page Screenshot, a fun little extension for your kids to think about genres, main idea, details, or just have some fun with the internet. Now let's take a look at some fun apps. The first one that I want to show you is Trello. Trello is an awesome task management app, and for this one I'm just going to show you the beginning, and then if you look below this video, I will have either a link or another video to show you more about Trello's use, because this is a very detailed app, and I would rather you go through their walkthrough than me do, a part-way good job of showing it to you. So you can sign in with your Google account, which is great, so that you don't have to go ahead and type anything or add anything extra. Allow it to work with my Google account. And this way I'm also going to be able to utilize my Google Drive documents with it. What this does is it's a task management board that allows me to work through it. When you create your first board, this board actually teaches how to use it. So you can see I can move the cards around. I can click on the card and see if there's a checklist or comments. I can vote on cards. I can assign people to work on different things. And I can create my own board. So you can see these boards are called Basic, Intermediate, Advanced. I could also call it To Do, Doing, Done, or Rough Draft, Edit, and Published for the writer's workshop process. And on the back, you can see here I can attach files, and I can attach Google Drive files to it to help my kids with projects, project-based learning, or even just working through, like I said, a writer's workshop draft. So check below for more information on Trello. Another great Google app that I want to show you is Pictorial. Pictorial Video is a great app, especially if you are using a Chromebook. It allows you to use the webcam to take video, even if you don't have access to YouTube, but then it also does an iMovie-like video editor at the bottom. It's really easy to use. When you first go in, it even gives you a quick little video tutorial, so you can go ahead and play with that, and your kids are able to use their Google browser or their Google Chrome browser to become their own cinematographers and video editors. Oops, I got a quick server error, but if you click on this little link here, and perhaps if you're not on a Southwest Airlines flight and on a better internet connection, it will work. And I have used this in our Chicago public schools, and it works just fine. I will also put a link to Pictorial Video below, so you can see a quick tutorial of that. So those were two quick extensions and two quick apps for you to look through. If you would like to see more apps and extensions, go back to the Chrome Web Store, click on Education, and you'll be able to browse through a ton of more apps and extensions to use in your classroom or with your teachers and students. GeoGebra is another great one for your high school math students. They're free, easy to use. There's always a tutorial that you can find on them or a quick set of instructions. And perhaps you'll find something amazing that I don't know about to share with me. Oh, and also, last parting note, Class Dojo is another great one for classroom management. So perhaps check that one out in your Explore time as well.